So you may be wondering, why am I keep attracting Mr. Wrong? Why is it that I'm having a hard time dating? Why does it seem like I'm just not good at relationships, right? These are all the thoughts you've been thinking. So in this video, I'm going to share 6 reasons why you are attracting guys that aren't good for you. Hi, I'm Rainie Howard, relationship expert and best-selling author. And if you're interested in attracting a quality, connected, committed relationship, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Also, click the bell so that you can get notifications on all new videos. And I also want to let you know that my masterclass, my free masterclass, is still open. So if you're interested in getting into that masterclass, click the link in the description. And then you'll also learn on how you can sign up for the Divine Connection Method program. So the number one reason why you keep attracting men who just aren't good for you is because you have abandonment issues. A lot of times women who have abandonment issues, they attract guys who just aren't connected or committed because they fear abandonment. And you may be thinking, well, if I fear abandonment, shouldn't I attract someone who wouldn't leave or would want to commit? But no, you're actually attracting the energy that you are radiating out. So if you have a fear of being abandoned or left, maybe you dealt with some childhood trauma, maybe you had a parent who wasn't there in your life and you have this fear of abandonment. With that fear, it creates a level of protection. So you have this invisible emotional wall because you're afraid of being hurt and left and abandoned. And so because you have created this emotional wall, you may not be aware of it, but it's felt energetically. And in relationships, the guys that you're interacting with, they can feel that emotional wall. And so the guys that connect with you are ones who also have emotional walls because they're not wanting to commit or connect either. So that's how the relationship is attracted, because they are also closed in, not wanting a real connection. So in order for you to really free yourself of going around living life with this emotional wall, this abandonment, the abandonment issues from your childhood or from a past relationship or whatever it is, this is the reason why you continue to attract relationships you don't desire. So in order to get beyond that, you must heal. You must do the inner work. This is what I teach my clients, what they go through, and they learn this process. It's a repetition process. It requires you being committed fully to healing and releasing the emotional walls in order to attract that quality relationship. It's necessary that you let go of the fears, the fear of abandonment, the fears of being hurt, all those fears, which is not something, it sounds easy, let go of it. No, but it's a process. It's really an emotional, mental, spiritual process that you must go through. And you can't fake it. You can't just say, okay, I'm over it, and okay, I'm happy, okay, I want a wonderful connected relationship and I just want it, so I should have it. No, that's not how it works. You can't fake energy. You can't fake vibration and frequency. It's life. It's just like you can't fake life. You cannot manipulate life. It's real. And so in order for you to align with that connected, committed relationship you desire, you must do the work. You must heal and release that abandonment issue that you're carrying along. The number 2 reason why you keep attracting all these guys that just aren't good for you is because you're connecting with your pain. You're connecting with that person with your pain. And what I mean by that is pain is familiar. When we go through trauma, toxic, situations, family issues, things like that, heartbreak, old relationships, that pain becomes familiar. And that pain, when we're carrying it with us, is part of our pattern. It's part of our energy, part of our emotions, and how we live our lives from day to day. And so when you connect with people and you're dating and you're connecting in relationships, a lot of times the ones who are more familiar and you feel a deeper connection with, it's because of the pain that you carry. That familiar connection is attracted to that pain. So this is why I say you cannot fake doing the work. You have to really do the work, heal from your pain, heal from your past trauma, emotional, trauma, or the emotional pain that you're dealing with. Heal fully in order to be ready for real love. And it's definitely a technique. It's definitely a process. It definitely requires your commitment and you being ready to move forward in that process. And so in my free masterclass, I actually teach you the techniques on how to develop the emotional safety and how to really get to that place where you can begin to trust and open up and heal and connect in a healthy way. Number 3, you're deeply afraid of being lonely. Now, this is a big one that a lot of people deal with. They're often afraid of being alone. And because you're afraid of being alone, you're willing to compromise. And you connect in these relationships with these guys who aren't good for you because you're willing to be in a relationship as long as it's, even if it's a bad relationship, as long as you're not lonely, as long as you're not alone. And so you're willing to compromise your standards and your boundaries and your heart's desire to settle for what's available. And doing that, it doesn't serve you at all. And it doesn't take away loneliness. It can actually magnify loneliness and cause you to feel even more alone because you're in a relationship that you're settling for and there's no real connection. And you're in that relationship because of the fear of loneliness, but it's only creating even more loneliness. So it's very important that you understand that loneliness has nothing to do with not being in a relationship. You can be lonely and be married. You can be lonely and be in a room full of people. But loneliness is an inner feeling, an inner present energy and spiritual, emotional feeling that you're carrying that needs to be addressed. And you can't fix it by just getting into a relationship. It's going to require you to really heal, deal with the issues, get comfortable in your own skin, not allow the thought of loneliness, the energy of loneliness to consume you, but to begin to create the energy that you desire and thrive in that energy and in the relationship you desire, and not settle for a toxic relationship or for someone who's just not good for you, just not healthy for you. And the number 4 reason why you keep attracting guys who aren't good for you is because you're not asking the right questions in the beginning of the relationship. You don't allow yourself to really get to know what his full intention is for a relationship, what he desires in a relationship, and really get clear on where he's headed and what it is he sees or envisions for a relationship. If you don't know his intention, if you're just in the relationship, you're not asking all the right questions, that is the reason why you are attracting relationships that aren't good for you. See, there's a technique to this. There's a process to this. This is what I work with my clients with, and I teach them in my Divine Connection Method program. I teach them the tactics and techniques on dating and how to ask the right questions and when to ask and what kind of questions and how to align with the guy that's for you, knowing what it is you really desire, being specific in the relationship you're looking for, knowing the specifics behind that, knowing the energy, emotional vibes, how to read emotional vibes, how to be intuitive when it comes to your relationship. These are important tactics that will help you to attract the relationship you really desire and stop connecting with guys who just are not good for you. And finally, you're moving too fast. You got to slow down. I talk to my clients about this. This is so important. You get in these relationships, you get to moving too fast, and guess what? You're moving too fast. You don't get to know the person. So that's the reason why you're attracting the wrong relationship. You have to understand the process and the pace of learning and growing in a relationship in a proper, healthy way. Now, if you want the 4 proven tactics on how to create a connected, committed, loving relationship, I want to invite you to go ahead and click the link in the description, sign up for the free masterclass, get the information on the Divine Connection Coaching Program, and we can move forward from there. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments, what did you think? What advice would you have or would you give to others? And be sure, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel if you want to get more videos on attracting a quality, connected, committed relationship. Click the bell to get notifications of all new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.